We are nothing sacred. We are nothing sacred. We are nothing sacred. With Maxwell Silverhammer. We are nothing sacred. With cruise control. We are nothing sacred.
Oh, yes, bitches.
Oh, you thought we were gone for good. Oh,
No. Actually, I wonder if people thought, because, the last time I had just interviewed Alex alone, I wonder if people were thinking like, man.
Oh, we've broken up, man.
We broke up, man.
True.
I went solo, dog.
Anyways, I am Cruise Control.
I'm Maxwell Silverhammer.
And this is the Nothing Sacred show for the 1st of March, 2021.
Yeah.
Although it doesn't seem like it's any different than 2020, really. It's just
I
except
don't know,
worse.
man. I think things are getting a little better.
I don't know. We'll see. Depends on who you're asking and what you're looking at, I guess.
Where you're around,
We're here.
Yeah.
We're here.
Yeah.
And we haven't been. I realized we didn't do a show in February.
We didn't do any show. It was all interviews, huh?
Yeah, interviews. Couple interviews in Feb, which were good. But we have to at least get a show a month in.
Yeah, just tell you what's going on with us. You know,
give us an idea, because I do have a story from the last time. I have a couple of things. I'm going to get philosophical. I have an idea for the show title already, and it's like purpose. What is your purpose? Or something like purpose and the poop plug problem. And let me explain, because I think people forget. I'm going to tell a story here. It's about poop. So it's about a whole evening, a saga. I call it like a saga of the poop plug.
Saga.
And the reason why, and it's interesting because it gave me a new appreciation away, because we forget that we're basically mechanical beings, right? We have gravity, right? Gravity forces the poop out of our butts. Gravity does everything for us, mechanical things inside of us, work that shit out of you, right?
Right.
But it's like anything else, if you get too much toilet paper in the fucking plumbing, then it's going to clog the plumbing and it's going to back up, right? So
right, like anything, right?
So I'm eating a lot of fiber at the middle or so of January. I'm not eating any meat, because we kind of had like a little thing going on. We weren't eating much, meat and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
So in middle of the month, I guess probably the last weekend of the month, because it was an Earthling music show. Earthling Music, by the way, is a musical improv comedy act that you can find at earthlingmusic.com and on Facebook under Earthling Music. We have a show coming up this Saturday, the 6th of March, 7 p.m. It's live improv, live stream on Facebook, earthlingmusic.com. Find us you can find everything out there.
Nice.
That's my shameless plug.
Shameless plug. Yeah.
Gotta do it. So it's an Earthling show, and it's a Friday night before, and I eat a bunch of fucking grains and fruit. I'm like, yeah, I'm fibering it up, and the next day I wake up, man, and I don't know what I ate. I don't know what combination, but I had the feeling that I had to shit, but I couldn't shit. I couldn't shit. I couldn't shit. It was a feeling, that feeling in your gut, and
then when you go to shit, it's like just little marbles that come out of your ass, right?
Yeah. And I don't know what I ate the night before. I think I might have ate something bad, like something not bad in terms of meat, but bad in terms of something else, like some bready shit or something like that, cheesy. I don't know what the fuck. I can't remember.
Okay.
So, and sometimes that can fuck with your stomach, if you eat something like bad. But what happens is you usually shit it out, and that that feeling, that kind of indigestion feeling goes away because shit is in your gut. Well, the whole day I'm just like, I don't feel right, just had that shit, but bloated and farting, but it couldn't shit, and the farts were kind of like the squeeze amounts, like they were going through cracks in like steam through cracks in a muffin.
So were they hitting you in the face, like you smell them and you're
no, they were just, like I said, they're just coming out, like they were snaking out, like there was it was like, what I'm saying, like they weren't coming out like they're
okay, slow
because
roasted.
there was something there. And what happened was, well, I'll keep going. So during the show, man, it's a rough show. Just for me, it was okay in terms of the show itself. I kind of got distracted a little bit by the show, but after the show, I'm like, because normally we are like, yeah, let's go hang out and have a good time. Let's watch the show and hang out, have a couple drinks, kick back. I'm like, dude, I gotta go home. And they're like, well, you can go to the bathroom in my place. And like, no, because I knew what it would be. It would be a sit down on the toilet. Like it wouldn't be a fucking. It wouldn't be a Reader's Digest article shit. It would be a War and Peace shit. Or War and Feast, if you want to go there.
War and Feek, yeah.
War and Feek, yeah, like literally like a gripping saga of like back and forth butt cheeks moving around, trying to force something out of there. And I'm like, no, dude, I need to get home. And it wasn't like a clean, like gotta hope my roommates, well, who gets shit. It's clean. It wasn't clean either. It was.
Details are good, man. The more details, the better. I think.
Trying to struggle getting this thing out, and it wasn't clean in terms of sound either. Because I mean, it wasn't my butt; it was me going.
So you were doing a whole fitness workout here,
dude,
huh?
I'm trying to fucking force this thing out. Give it some like encouragement, like come on, buddy, you can do it. And this little pebble comes out, and I'm like, oh, that's nothing, nothing. And I'm like, oh, so I realize what's going on. I'm like, oh God, and I'm getting crampy because there's a plug, there's a butt plug in there, right?
Right.
And then after that is like a probably acidic wash of stuff, and you'll find out in a second. So I go going to read for a while. So I'm sitting there trying to read. I'm so uncomfortable because I know I have to go, but I can't. And it's like I'm like, man, I'm never constipated like this. I'm not, because it's like that old coffee commercial. Bill's never like this in the morning. Right. So I'm just like, I'm never. So I'm sitting there, and at one point I'm like, dude, I got it. So at one point I take my Kindle, my reading reading device for digital books
to the toilet,
and I sit in the fucking toilet for like 2 hours. I'm just like, and I'm going the back and forth movement, like the side to side, like the Stevie Wonder wave with trying to like, what I'm talking about, like trying to pull back and forth, but you feel like
did you ever grab onto something like a towel rack maybe to try to see if you could push it out, pull it? I've done that before.
I did push it on the wall a little bit, and I'm trying to read.
A little workout, man, a little fitness.
So I'm trying to read it, and I'm like, oh God, this is awful. So like 3 or 4 in the morning, because I can't sleep. I'm like going, oh God, this is awful. So I'm sitting, and finally I'm feeling it. I'm going, oh God, and I'm just clammy and sweaty and just like, please get out of me, because it's this thing behind it that's awful. Like that, it's like when you have diarrhea and your stomach feels like all acidy and just like awful, like
gurgly and coffee potty.
It is crampy because of gas and just like because it's bad shit in you. Like there's something bad in you that's eating away at your intestines or whatever the fuck it's doing. It's like, oh, it's beating you up inside,
Right.
It's like a unruly kids on the back of a bus or something like that, like bouncing around in there, and it's like,
That's
so
awesome.
Finally, I'm open. I'm pulling and finally I'm literally pulling my butt cheeks apart with my hands. Like,
so you reached down and grabbed your ass cheeks to pull them apart.
Yeah, grab my butt cheeks to pull them apart, and I'm finally this lump comes out. It's like it's a burn. It's a splitter. It's like sideways or something like that.
Okay.
It's like basically it's like a it's an orange fitting in a space of a fucking French fry trying to come out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, shit.
Like, what I'm talking about. Like it's just I can feel it. Just I almost like almost thinking it's gonna rip my whole butthole apart. Like just exploded out, and then it's just like a like a baby, I guess. I don't know. I feel like I was delivering something, and I needed deliverance, and so I get this thing out, and it's like, oh God, and it's just like big, and I'm like, oh. So I'm exhausted. How you get that fight
3 hours in the toilet, man.
Well, but it wasn't all pushing. Like I was trying to wait to see, like, hey, come on out, little buddy. I'm trying to be nice to it because you don't want to be too mean. Maybe I thought I was scaring it in there. Like the groundhog.
Dude, it was shittering. He was. Yeah. I'm cool, Daddy.
It's like, come on out. Just come on out. So I'm like, okay, that's out, and I go, oh God. So I'm like, I need to go lay down. So I'm laying. I'm not gonna go to sleep. Oh, I'm like, oh, but there's something still gurgling. All of a sudden. So like, oh God. So now I'm running to the toilet. Now I sit down, and the moment I sit down, this fucking avalanche of lava dude just flies out, dude, like a fucking like a landslide on Danny DeVito's fucking coastal home in LA after a fucking earthquake.
You called it a butt barf, didn't you?
Dude, it was Dude, it was literally like
your asshole was puking.
And I'm going, oh. I thought my neighbor's like, dude, he's finally getting some. Awesome. Like, man, I don't know. Because I was going, oh God. And it's hot. It was burning. It was terrible. And so I go lay down again. 30 minutes later, so this repeats itself from like finally about 7 a.m. I pass out. And I get up one more time around 9, go to the bathroom again, go back to sleep. I get up, I get a fucking text message or a call, or I think it was I go, oh my God, it's 2:00. So,
Oh fuck! Wow.
I didn't sleep. So I didn't sleep. I was exhausted. I was just like, and so that afternoon, I'm still feeling kind of funky. I take one more kind of nastiest, kind of full, like half nasty dookie about an hour or two after I get up. And then all of a sudden, just like the sun coming out from behind the clouds, like, oh, and I was like, I feel good. Like, oh, like just that relief, but also I just felt so much better. But the next morning, I was completely like fucking fine. But
most people stay up because they had a night of drinking or partying. Yours was shitting.
Yeah, and it's funny because they were all hanging out and going, "How you doing?" I'm like, "Oh God," I'm like, and I had to tell the story the next day. And so that is the saga of the poop plug, because it was like a traffic jam. It just literally came out, and then just everything else after, just like, wah.
It just raged out of your rectum.
Oh, it raged, and it was definitely a rain of blood or something. Rain of flood of mud flood.
Damn. Well, it's weird because you were eating a bunch of fiber. So you think
I don't know what happened. I think I ate too much. I don't know. I ate something. I think I might have had the different fiber supplement. I started one, and
that's kind of weird. Or like you said, if you had something with bread,
yeah,
like a sandwich or a wrap,
yeah, something really cheesy or something that just said
like
and just stuck.
It's a traffic jam at that point.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It was a ball just blocking everything else from getting out, and it was just sitting there for the whole day, going like a demonic voices in my. So there you go, kids. That's
wow.
man.
That's
the story. So
that's quite a story.
Yeah.
Why?
So
go ahead.
Let me go ahead. I want to go. I'm going to move on. I want to move on. I'm going to transition to my other thing.
Okay.
Which is about having a purpose in life. So that's my transition.
Okay.
No, I've been thinking about it lately. Like everyone seems to have it's like when you have a purpose, when you have meaning in your life. And I think that's why the COVID crazy is crazy, because people had meaning in their jobs and other things they couldn't do.
Right.
Like a purpose. So I'm just thinking about this lately. What would you think? Like my purpose, I've realized, is to express myself.
Uh-huh.
Like that is my purpose on meaning, I guess you could say, is to just get out all the shit and creative shit I have in my head. And I'm just wondering, just a thought for you as you go along here. Just think about what if you could think of your purpose. If you had a purpose, like a superpower or purpose, like one thing that made everyone go, this is what I'm here to do for other people or make the world a better place. Just think about it. You don't have to answer now, and anybody else out there too. It's an interesting thought, but yeah, my purpose that night was to push out that fucking orange dude. And I looked down to dude, and it was like a ball, dude. Like I saw it. Dude.
That's the thing. Yeah, you can see your shit.
Flush, dude. Yeah, I'm surprised it flushed, man. I almost thought about breaking it up before it flushed it. Like sticking just like
shove the toilet brush in there and just break it up with it.
No, go outside, grab a twig or something from outside or some stick and just come in on this.
Just go in and start digging through
stabbing it. I wanted to kill it, dude. Didn't know if there's fucking live being that would hatch. It probably is. It probably went down the toilet, something fucking hatched out and crawled out of the fucking sewage.
Dude, you're like Dreamcatcher, man.
Yeah, murdered a family down the street. Like Dreamcatcher.
Hey, dude, you're the Dreamcatcher.
Rips them open completely.
Well, your purpose is to shit, apparently.
Oh man, apparently.
Wow.
Apparently.
Damn.
So anyway, go on. That's my little story. That happened a month or so ago. It's still fresh in my mind.
Yeah, it sounds traumatic, man. If you're on the toilet for 3 hours and pretty much your whole night was.
Well, I just didn't want. I just figured if I sat there, maybe because I have the squatty potty, and that didn't do shit that night. I don't know if that helped or not or hurt. Yeah. But I said I figured let's sit here and just let my let gravity take its toll, and.
I like how you're doing push-ups off the wall, to try to get it.
You do that wiggle back and forth,
Oh yeah. I've grabbed things like towel racks and other shit,
yeah,
before the side of the sink or something.
Yeah,
push it. So
you almost feel like you're gonna have a stroke because your head starts hurting.
Everything starts hurting. You're like getting a full readjustment. It's like going to the colon practice.
Well, that definitely readjusted me. So
so
that's my story. It's my little story
from
and my
the
little
toilet
question. My little question. If you want to put your purpose or your thoughts on having a purpose and meaning into the comments down below, you can do so.
Yes. Pop a purpose in the comments, man.
All right.
Always
pop a purpose and poop a purpose.
So, well, damn, man. Here's one thing that was kind of cool. You remember X-Rated, right? That we interviewed, the guy that was locked up.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, he's now free, and he posted a thing about a month ago about a performance that he was going to be doing, and it looked like I thought it was just going to be a virtual performance, you know, live on Facebook. So I'm like, oh man, I might check this out. So then it said you can either attend virtually or you can attend in person. And I'm like, oh, really? So then I start looking at this, and it's here in Vegas. It's in Henderson, actually.
Oh, shit.
And I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm buying tickets. So I got a ticket because, you know, I mean, well, not only that, but fuck, man, with all the COVID shit, I haven't got to go to a show in a long ass time.
Oh,
you know,
dude, haven't done anything. Yeah, that's why we're hoping everything opens up here soon, so we can start diving into live stuff more.
Yeah, man, that's well, this was a live show, man, and so I went there, and I guess his record label's now out here. He's apparently moved out here to Vegas. So, and I met him, and he did remember our podcast. He's like, "Oh, I remember Nothing Sacred," and I was like, "Yeah, we interviewed you, but right before you got released." And then I met his manager too. Remember him, Loki? And so I was talking to him about possibly getting him back on. So we're trying to work on that now. So we might be interviewing him soon.
Who was that? Was any, just out of curiosity, was anybody actually there?
Yeah, there was a bunch of people there actually, dude.
Oh, good.
So yeah, I wondered about that too. I was like, is this going to be? Am I going to be like the only dude here? But no, man, it was pretty packed. You know, I mean, as packed as they could get it, obviously. Yeah. But there was definitely a lot of people, man. I was like, whoa, shit, you know. And I walk up and there's dudes, you know, of course, outside smoking blunts and drinking beer and shit like that. But it was cool, man. And I took a picture with him too. But the only thing is the guy, when he sent it to me, you know, they do it from their cell phone, so it doesn't attach to your email like how we're, you know. So I couldn't upload it to Facebook, which kind of sucks, which I wanted to do. But yeah, man, it's like, you know, hey, I got to get out and go see a show, which was kind of cool. You know,
yeah, it was cool. So you got to have some brews and kick it and hang out there.
Yeah, well, actually, I was sober at that one, but then I went to the runner afterwards. So you know,
Saturday or Friday, of course.
It was Friday. Yeah, it was Friday. So I went to the runner after. It was funny too because my Lyft driver, I was like, yeah, I'm going to a concert. And he's like, concert? You know, like he was shocked. You know, like what concert? What, you know, who's doing a concert? And I was like, oh, this rapper named X-Rated. So he's like, really? What's his music like? I was like, well, you want to play some of it? He actually played some of it in the car. It was kind of cool.
Oh, cool.
So
you got you hyped for the show. You're like, yeah, all right.
Yeah, exactly. Played a few songs because he was like, what's a song you like by him? And I was like, play Legend of Ice Cold. So, you know, he played that, and then he played Mr. 357. Cool. So, but anyway, all right, now on to the irks, man.
Now you got the good stuff out of the way. I've got my poop story. So now you've got to get into
the irkery. Okay, now this shit just happened. Well, started last night because my dad's birthday is Wednesday, but we went and had dinner with him last night. So afterwards, my brother and his girlfriend drove me home, and so we get here, and I said, okay, yeah. So we pull up to the gate, and she tries to punch in the gate code, and it won't work. And I just thought, well, maybe it's user error. You know, sometimes people have trouble with the gate code and whatever. So she had to eventually go through the directory and find my name and then dial me. And then I had to buzz us in through the phone, you know. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird. But, you know, again, it might just be user error. Well, this morning I'm waiting for my bus and I hear it pull up because, you know, I'm close enough to the gate that I can hear the bus pull up to the gate. And so I'm getting ready. I put my jacket on, my mask on, all that shit, lock up. I go down and I'm like, okay. How come she still hasn't come into the gate yet? So I walk out over to the gate and she's like, I can't get in. The code won't work. And I'm like, oh, son of a bitch. So anyway, I guess somebody eventually came by. Sorry, I was drinking some water there. You don't hear that when I do that, do you?
No.
Okay, cool. Because it moves the mic sometimes. I got a new headset. But so anyway, somebody came by and told her the code. So then she was able to get in, and I'm like, "What the fuck?" They must. And she was like, "It's a different code than the one you have here on the manifest." And I'm like, "Oh, these sons of bitches! They changed the fucking code without telling me." Now this is a shitty property management company, anyway, man. They're called Epic Management. They're new. We've had them since like last summer, but all kinds of like, okay. First of all, I got a letter from them last month. Oh, and that was the other thing. Somebody broke into our mailboxes. So all our mail was going to the post office. Of course, nobody told us shit.
Who that?
What's that?
No one told you. No one could call you and tell you. They Why don't they send you a letter?
Well, funny enough, they did, because I had to go. I actually had my friend Robert.
So they sent the letter telling you that the stuff's getting directed to the post office.
No, you know what? We never did get a letter, though, even when I went down to the post office and picked up all my shit. Well, here's the thing that alerted me with that, because I ordered something off Amazon, and it was supposed to have come. And I'm like, okay. And I keep checking the mailbox, and there's nothing. Usually if the package is too big, they put a key in the mailbox.
And you open up the key. Yeah. Like any place.
And there was no key in the mailbox, or there was nothing in the mailbox, like not even those ads, that the coupon clipping housewives get, So I'm going, okay, what the fuck? And I even asked one of my neighbors, I'm like, hey, dude, are you getting any mail? He's like, I got one thing in there, but that was it. And I'm like, that's weird. So finally, I'm like, okay, my package it was supposed to be here on, say the 15th or something. So I'm like, let me track it and see what the fuck's going on here. So I go track it, and it said, they attempted to deliver your package but couldn't, and it's now down at the East Las Vegas post office. And I'm like, what the fuck? Did this person, were they just lazy or what? So eventually I made some calls, figured out, I finally spoke to somebody at the post office on Mountain Vista in Tropicana. And she told me that, she said, you had a break-in at your mailbox, and all your guys' mail is down here now. And I'm going, oh, that's nice. They didn't fucking tell us shit. So I had Robert drive me down there, actually, to go get my shit. And of course my package was there, but then there was a letter, but it wasn't a letter about, the mailbox break-in or anything. It was a letter telling me my account was delinquent with my HOA fees.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going, well, why the fuck? I pay it every month, and I got an email to prove it. So I called them, and they said, well, technically, it's due on the 10th. 10th is the latest you can pay. And I'm like, wait a minute. When I set this up, you guys told me I could set up any date I wanted to. And they were like, well, no, technically the 10th is the date that and so I'm like, okay. So I had to go in, reset it.
That's probably run by like two people in a fucking garage.
It probably is. It's a shithole. I've never heard of Epic Management. It's on Spanish Hill Drive or some shit.
Management.
And so now they, I didn't get this, didn't get the fucking, memo about the gate code changing. So I had to call this morning, and they said, oh yeah, we changed the gate code, and they gave me the new code. And I'm like, okay, that's nice. You niggas should have told me, but So then I'm looking, because I now we're getting our mail again, because they finally fixed the mailbox after almost a month. Mm-hmm. So because I had to go down there twice to get mail, because we still weren't getting our mail. So now I'm getting mail again, and I'm going through my mail just to see if maybe by chance they sent something out, and I just happen to not, because I don't read my mail, man, because most of the time it's bullshit. It's either somebody saying that I owe them, or somebody saying that I, trying to sell me something. So I'm like, okay, this is, I just kind of let it sit here on the desk. So tonight I was like, fuck it, let's scan this mail and see what's up. Well, I got a letter from them. Well, I got two. One was about the meeting, the HOA meeting that they were supposed to be having today on Zoom. And then the second one was another one telling me my account is delinquent, but it only says I owe $20. So I'm like, what kind of, like you said, man, it's probably two people in a garage. You're probably right. So, but nothing about the gate code changing at all.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, these fucking, assholes. So yeah, they're a shit company, dude. Fuck Epic Management,
So no mail. So they just change it and don't tell anybody.
Yeah. No communication whatsoever. And, and who the fuck uses snail mail anymore? Anyway,
seriously, they've got email. They should be emailing you that, saying that there's a gate code change. There's absolutely no reason why you shouldn't. Because here's the thing. What if you didn't live right next to the gate?
Exactly. Like we lived back in 118, like we did back in the day. Remember?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good luck with that. Right. Back there,
Yeah. That would have been an ass. I'd have to walk to the front, and that would suck. Actually, dude, there is a guy, I don't know if he still lives back there, but I want to say he lives in our old apartment, and he's in a wheelchair.
Mm-hmm.
So and he's a paratransit user. So who knows if he didn't get the memo that obviously some people did, because that one woman who came up to my driver gave her a gate code to get in. So I don't know how some people got it and some people didn't. I don't know what the
or they had multiple gate codes and then just decided at some point to stop the old one. Like, oh well,
maybe
we've had this new one for a while.
And then remember when you were here and we were trying to use the walkout code and it wouldn't work? So same bullshit, because I just called them that day because I knew you were coming over and I knew we'd be going to the store. So I was like, well, let me see what our gate code is because I don't use that. Let's call them. And of course, remember, they gave me the wrong fucking gate code because we couldn't get out. So yeah, dude, that was just a huge ass ram, which was stupid. And yeah, so they suck, dude.
Yeah, and that's just all. That's like it's like the corporate neighborhood now. That's the corporate neighborhood.
Oh yeah, dude.
Well, we have a homeowners associations. How many times you talk to your neighbor?
I don't. And most people in here are renters.
But we're a community.
We're a community of people renting. I think I'm like one of the few people that actually owns the place and lives here. So and all these other and all the other owners are like these rich Asians that live in California.
Now think about that. Maybe that's the reason why you didn't get it, is because you own it and they send it out to all the rentals people.
Who knows?
Well, because they don't like you because they're not getting much income from you. I'm like, hey, you big management. Oh, he owns it. It's another place.
Well, wait, but the renters are paying the landlord. So it'd be like if I own this place and decided to rent it out.
Who fucking knows?
Yeah, I have no idea. Either way, maybe they stuck something on the doors.
Yeah.
That's another fucking thing because I have that steel, that security door now. So maybe somebody stuck something on the security door and I just didn't, know it was there. Although, I mean, shit, dude, as of Saturday, I was going in and out of here. My handyman came over to do some work. We had to go to Lowe's. So, we used the gate code to get in and out. We were fine. And they must have changed that as of yesterday, like as of Sunday. Somehow they made this executive decision while they're, at one of their feces felching parties or something, snorting coke and felching cum out of each other's ass. And, this is what happened. And they decided, oh, I know, Darley. I got an idea that's going to rock, clock, and shock the block. Let's change the gate code. Oh, dinky. Brilliance. Let's ass fuck to it. So yeah, dude, that was the bullshit with the fucking gate code. And I actually, and that was the other thing when I was trying to get, I said, well, try the thing with my phone. And it wouldn't ring to my phone. So because they've reprogrammed the box now, I think they have to reprogram my number in so it rings to my phone. So I had to send them an email about that too.
Jesus.
So
now you got to worry about tomorrow morning.
Yeah. Well, I'm hopeful because they gave me the new code, which funny enough, I had a dental appointment today. So, I had to call, and I got to call everybody, dude. I got to call Paratransit. I got to call GoGo. I got to call my pest control guy. I got to give them all the new code. Everybody that comes to visit. They all do it.
Progress, man. It's progress.
Progress. Oh, yeah. So that was that, dude. That was one fucking irk. Another pain in the ass thing, dude. Last week, I go onto my Facebook, and it says my Facebook account has been locked due to suspicious activity. And I'm like, okay, this is fucking weird. So I had to go through all these stupid hoops. I had to change my password. I had to, see if these were posts that I made. And then when I click OK, then it would show me things that I liked, like posts. Yeah, more of that bullshit. I'm telling you, dude, these corporate fucks are getting bold because of COVID, dude. COVID made these fuckers bold.
Oh, dude. And well, of course, they have so much power. Facebook is more powerful than any country in the world, basically, all these things now.
Facebook's its own country now.
Yeah, I like I said, it's not the future anymore. Honestly, it's that and all those other places, man. Yeah.
No, it's pretty. So I did all this shit, right? And I got back in. Well, even now, I'm still seeing occasionally. I got something yesterday that it was a notification that said your comment goes against our guidelines and has been marked as spam, so only you can see it. And I'm like, what? I didn't post anything. So I don't know if these were old comments that were being posted to groups or something, and then the moderators just now got them. But yeah, dude, I got that too several times.
It's probably someone hacked your account.
Well, yeah, but I've changed my password, so I shouldn't be getting those anymore, should I?
Yeah, well, who knows, man.
Well, here's the other fucked up thing about this. All right, so that was my personal account. So then I go into my other page, my Maxwell page, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, guess what? I'm locked out for suspicious activity.
Yeah.
Both accounts, dude. Both accounts I get locked on the same day.
Yep. Someone probably dug in there and their computers were alerted to it. So they had to make you go through a dumb set of bullshit to bullshit your bullshit out of your bullshit.
Pretty much. I had to go through the same stupid shit that I went through with my other page. The exact same fucking rigmarole. So that was retarded. What other Jimbosity bullshit's going? Oh, then there was something last week where I tried to buy something. I was buying an album off Amazon, for download. Mm-hmm. And so I go through the whole thing. I pay. Then it says download your purchase. So I'm like, okay. So I click on it, and then all of a sudden it gives me this error message and says we weren't able to retrieve your music for download. Please try back in 15 minutes. And I'm like, what the fuck? So this keeps going on. I keep trying this, and it's not working. It's not working. Finally, I had to call Amazon, and the guy said, "Well, hold on. Let me go check with I guess the whatever the fuck
was it. Hey, let me go check, or was it? Hello, let me go check.
It was let me go check with the download team and see what's going on." So he went and checked on it, and he came back. He said, "Yes, sir. They're having some technical difficulties over there." And I'm like, fuckers, this is something that should be working. This is like your bread and butter. I mean, this is, So then, amazing. He goes, "Can you try it again?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So I tried it with him on the phone, and it downloaded. Amazing. So yeah, that was my other ass ram. And then
corporate ass rams, dude. They don't give a shit about us, dude.
They're getting worse, dude.
They're governments, dude. They're powers.
They are. They are
powers.
And this is shit I've been saying for years. Remember, man, I've said shit like this, and people say, "Oh no, there's a difference between government and corporate." And I'm like, "No, there isn't.
Not anymore.
No. Oh, it's always kind of been that way, but dude, they've stepped it up. Dude, COVID, I said, COVID.
Well, not with COVID and with the banning of accounts from all these places.
Oh, the cancel culture shit.
Yeah. Like Trump's account being banned from Spotify.
Oh, dude, how does the president get banned from fucking social media?
Because the president of this country, but not the president of a country like Iran.
No, he can say all kinds of shit, blow up the infidels, whatever,
Yeah, exactly. Because
wow, it's fucking insane.
Like I said, they're the government of it. We're a corporate country now, unfortunately, and that's why they're so afraid of us, because we can still fuck them up if we want to. Yeah. And I'm talking about just by standing up for ourselves, not by doing anything violent. So fucking idiot. Facebook.
Oh yeah, somebody takes it the wrong way, and so
idiot. Anything else? No,
we don't have enough of a following. It don't matter.
Whatever. Yeah, exactly.
But there might be some cuck out there that might run across it and go,
"Hey, wait a minute! He's inciting violence."
He said, "Fight for it." He said, "Fight for your rights."
You use the word "fight." That's violent, militant, and anti-white.
But they used it during the summer riots. They said, "Fight for your rights, fight for your freedom."
No? Well, no, that was different.
Yeah, one kind of freedom's okay, but the other kind is not.
Yeah, Black Lives Matter is okay, but your constitutional rights in a fair election, that's not okay.
No. Typical American values, that's all propaganda. That's all. I don't know where you're getting this stuff, even though you grew up here in this country, but that's beside the point.
Yeah, now we have a new standard. It's called corporate family. You're part of the corporate family. Who needs parents?
It's a family. It's a team.
You've got a manager now.
Jesus.
You've got a team lead.
A team leader. Yeah, that's what they're called. Team leaders.
You've got a team leader. Who needs a dad when you've got team leader Jake?
Team leader daddy. He's here for you anytime.
Jake goes by Zizazoo.
You got to love him. He's corporate Dimmy.
Team leader Steven is actually team leader Stefan, who's actually team leader Stephanie, depending on the day.
Yeah. He's a quadro autosexual, so he's like four different sexes, and he can be whatever he wants to because it's himself.
He's amazing. That's why he's a fucking amazing fucking human. He's
you know what he is? He's a trailblazer, man.
He's an inspiration.
He's an inspiration. Oh, nice segue, man.
I
got some. Well, somebody wants me to be. Well, okay. the blind bliper shit that I always happen to run across, right?
Yeah, that you actually.
Dude, this time,
okay.
I preempted. I ducked and dodged. But here's what happened. This guy, and I don't think you know him, man.
You blink blocked it.
I blink blocked. Yeah, that's a good name for it, man. So I what happened was this one guy. He's kind of a dumbass, man. He's on our program, and he kind of just called me out of the blue. And actually, it's funny, dude. He called me on a Saturday. He called my work phone on a Saturday night at like 7:00. So of course I'm not there. He leaves a voicemail, and he says, he didn't say what he wanted. He just said, give him a call back when I got a chance. Mm-hmm. So when I got in last Monday, I called him back and I left him a message, and he called me back. Apparently, he was looking for something specific, and it wasn't something that I could help him with. But I said I can transfer you up to my crew up there in Carson City. Mm-hmm. And I said, so I'll go ahead and transfer you, man. He's like, oh, wait, are you busy? And I'm like, oh, fuck. Oh, and here's the other thing. He's one of these, it's amazing, dude, how like somebody who was sighted for most of their life can somehow adapt that helpless blindo like attitude.
Because they buy into it. That's why.
That's what I think it is too. I think it's that he he buys into it, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm helpless, because that's how he thinks as a sighted person,
Yeah.
So, but so anyway, he's telling me his woes. His fiance walked out on him because she had a mental breakdown.
Jesus.
Stupid shit. His
okay, doctor.
His business is pretty much gone down the toilet because
laying on the couch while he's doing this.
Well, he's just, I don't know what his fucking, and then he told me, he's like, I'm almost totally blind now. And I'm like, oh man, that sucks, dude. Well, let me go ahead and transfer you. So finally I get him transferred to my boss, and she helps him. So then the next day he calls me and he wants something else. And it was something I could help him with. I could email him, but then he wants to talk more and have a conversation. And it's towards the end of the day. And I got a text from paratransit saying they're going to be there in a few minutes. So I'm like, hey, dude, I got to get out of here, man. My ride's going to be here soon. So I was like, hey, why don't you just call me from the bus or call me when you get home? So that way I got your cell phone number. And I'm like, yeah, okay, man. Well, I never did.
Of course not.
I never fucking did. I'm like, no, I've seen this movie way too many times, man. I'm not doing that shit.
Because your purpose in life, Max.
Hey, maybe we just discovered my purpose.
It's to help.
It's a shitty purpose.
You're the blind bliper. Your purpose is to inspire.
That is an annoying, that is a piss off purpose, dude. That purpose pisses me off. I want to inform, not inspire. See, that's the problem. I think my purpose is I'm misunderstood, dude. Like people think, oh, but you're here to inspire, and you're like, no, I'm not. I want to inform.
You want to educate and de-ignorify.
Right. I want to make, exactly. I want to make sighted people more aware, and I want to make blind people more independent.
Well, not even that. I think it can be broader than that. You just want, like you said, you want to help by informing anybody.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Informing blind people what's
but not by like, I'm the light in the heart of your darkness. You're gonna find some way. Exactly. You're like, fuck that. Just let me show you how to do this and do that.
Yeah. You can be self-sufficient. And you don't need somebody to fucking hold your dick while you piss.
Yeah.
But
you're trying to get away from that, and you're getting.
That's what's so weird, man. What do you think that is? Why is it that I have this? Is there a bigger purpose? Am I supposed to inspire and be the blind bliper, and I'm fighting it? Or
that's a good point. Maybe it is just an offshoot. Maybe it's something you just have to accept with the fact that if you want to help people, they're going to think, they're going to, or help in that way. Yeah. Because you did mention your focus is on at this point on more blind people, but also informing sighted people of how blind people really are, like trying to inform and enlighten. Is it will inspire people because it'll open people's eyes and go, oh my God, he's, and maybe not in a totally negative way.
Yeah. Well,
if someone does say in the right way, like, dude, before I met you, I had a different idea of blind people. After I met you, I realized you're just like anybody else. Now that is inspiring.
That's genuine. That's genuine to me. That's like real. Like, okay, yeah, I got you. So, and you see how they change their way of thinking and acting towards you,
Yeah, but they've also been inspired to do that.
True. I guess you inspired them.
Because you informed them, but then you enlightened them, and then they were inspired to change their ways.
Interesting.
Holy shit, man! I need to be
this is some therapy shit, because I'm always wondering, man. Like, it seems like things that I try to do always seem to get misconstrued or taken the wrong way or whatever, you know, and like turned into, you know, all of a sudden they want me to, you know, oh, he's very inspiring. Well, I don't want to inspire. I want to inform, you know.
No, because you want to, because you feel like inspiring is empty. Like it's all just like, hey,
right. It's fluffy
because it's for them, not you. Like you feel like it's for like, they're saying, hey buddy, you're doing great, is really for them and not for you. And it doesn't help anybody. So
it's just all kinds of shit gets misconstrued sometimes. You know, even our show, man, I think, you know, those who haven't heard it have this weird idea of what it is.
Two blind dudes just talking about like,
yeah, like, oh, it's probably one of these motivational fucking things. And you're like, no, it ain't nothing like that.
No.
Well, that's the other thing, dude. I've had a plethora of weak niggas coming out the woodwork lately, man. Like some of those people from back in the shit that irks me days that I interviewed that I really didn't want to interview, but you know, I was too nice to say no back then. And I've had a few of them reach out to me recently on Facebook. Hey man, you still doing your show? Hey, we got some new artists, man. We want, and I'm like, yeah, okay, man. You know, I'll hit you, man. We got a lot.
It's okay to say no. You know?
Well, that's true. That's true. And that's, you know, maybe that's part of my problem. You know, like I need to get more of a backbone because I never did straight up come out and say no. I just said, well, man, we got a lot going on right now, but I'll get back to you, you know, kind of thing. You know?
Yeah. I mean, that could be, it could be also, you know, I mean, there's nothing wrong with, you know, but you also have, you know, you don't want to sever any ties and
right. Well, that's it too. I don't want to make anyone mad at me, but at the same time, it's like, I really don't care for these, you know, they're like chore interviews. They're not like, you know, like the one guy, fuck, I had to get drunk to interview his ass, dude.
Because he was so bad.
Oh, dude, I knew just talking to him. I was like, oh, this is going to be bad, dude. This is when I was over at All Talk. So I just walked over to the 7-Eleven and got some beer. Then there was one guy I interviewed. That motherfucker called me too, this other guy. And he called me was it Wednesday or Thursday? And I remember that because I saw his number come across my phone. And I'm like, what the fuck is he calling me for? I'm like, oh, I'm not answering. And he didn't leave a message and he has not called back. So maybe that's good. But with him, I told him, I was like, yeah, dude, you know, if you want, man, this is when I interviewed him back in the day. I said, if you want, you can, you know, get you a blunt, you know, have some alcohol. Cause I figure, you know, hey, we'll get drunk together and talk shit together. And he goes, oh man, I don't drink or smoke weed. I'm like thinking, you're a boring nigga, man. You need to drink or smoke weed. You should do some kind of drugs. You're fucking boring.
That's pretty bad when someone's so boring you recommend them be addicted to something.
Hey, there's some people that I think drugs would actually enhance them.
I guess that's true.
You know,
there are certain people that
or some people that are so dumb and then you find out that they don't drink or do drugs or anything and you're like, dude, you should do something. Because like you're
try
stupid.
Something out, dude. So you can branch some neurons out, brother. Because your brain's like a pencil inside your head. You need to fucking like expand that shit.
Do something with it, man.
Take some DMT and see the aliens and wake up.
Drop a little ecstasy, man. You might enjoy yourself a little bit.
There's a theory, dude, there is a theory. Actually, it's not even a theory. I think it's actually like scientific studies that have been proven that some people don't have inner voices.
Oh. Okay.
Like, some people don't have, like, do you have a voice in your head? Like if you're just sitting around that just talks to you, oh fuck, man. Oh god damn it. Then you talk to yourself and you argue with yourself and shit.
Yeah. Oh god, all the time, dude.
Yeah. And now I'm talking about talking out loud. I'm talking about an inner voice, a voice that's
trust me. I'm like,
I know.
You think like I'll even ask it sometimes, you know, should I do this?
Can you imagine not having that?
No.
Well, some people don't. So what does that mean about those people?
Wow, dude. So you mean that means they have no cognitive anything. It sounds like they're just kind of shallow.
It's kind of scary. Like it's like almost like this theory, like half the population are just NPCs that are just there in the background,
existing. Like,
but that's kind of fucked up to think that way because who are you to say that? Well, no, this person must not have a conscience.
Must not have a superior brain like me.
Like I just don't understand how you. Is it a reactive mind? Just reacts to everything and doesn't just contemplate and. Because I couldn't imagine any singer-songwriter having that. How do you not have a?
You got to. If
you got to. Any kind of creative person has to have that kind of that muse or that voice to bang off of.
Yeah, you have to, man. Something's got to talk to you or something, you know? You got to have some dialogue. You can't just be, and I think, you know what, that's the other thing, dude.
Maybe they don't, though. And I'm like, anybody out there who doesn't have an inner voice, I'm not trying to insult you. It's almost like having sight and not having sight. It's like completely
it's a different perspective.
Yeah, I guess. But for me, it's just like, I couldn't imagine not having music in my head all the time, a voice in my head, shit going on in my head.
Right.
All the time.
A dialogue going on with you, you know, like, yeah, man, do this. You should, man. You should, like something urging you to do something where you're like,
or even just a thought like, hey, like, what, man, I'm just thinking about myself and how I've been through this year. And I've grown a lot. And what am I, what I'm saying? That kind of shit,
Oh, yeah. And you get, you start to get philosophical. And, or sometimes even recounting stories. You ever do that, man? Like go back and like, go, damn, man, that's crazy what's gone on since I've been, it's this place or whatever.
Seeing how you are then and how you are now, comparing. So who knows, man? Maybe those people do need.
I don't know what they need, man. It's just a different, like you said, it's not a bad thing. I guess it's just
another topic of discussion. If you want to throw down the comment section, if you don't have an internal voice,
I'd be interested to know that too.
If you tell us how it is, tell us. No, I'm not. I don't want to be internal voiceism. I don't want to be a voice internal voicist.
Oh yeah. These guys are internal voices.
They believe that people who actually have fucking
have like thought
patterns about have to talk to themselves in their heads are fucking insane. Maybe we're just insane, dude. Maybe we're the ones.
I don't know, man. That's wow. That's kind of a deep concept, man.
Damn right, man. We got deep tonight, man. We got to talk about purpose and poop plugs. That's gonna be that is the title of the show. It's gonna be Purpose and Poop Plugs.
Purpose and Poop Plugs, man. This is our Purpose and Poop Plugs.
Also, by the way, no, there's nothing wrong with Nothing Sacred interviews. Max has gotten the power and the flexibility to be able to do his own shows with his own interviews if he wants to, and some
that day
interviews
you actually had something going on, I think.
I did. I did. It kind of didn't work out the original time, and then I was into something already by the time it got going, but there might be future shows, and there probably will, that I won't be involved with, but that might be better for the interview as well. Just depends on what the subject is and the interest.
Right, because some of the things you might not really be into, or shit, even vice versa, dude. If you want to start,
if I have somebody I might want to get on, you're like,
yeah, like I don't know how interesting that'll be.
But yeah, so that's just want to clear that up right there. There's no bullshit. It's nothing.
No,
it's great. It's a great thing because now Max has control of a lot more he can do on his own. So look out for some Maxwell Silverhammer shit, baby.
I like that though, man. I do like that ability.
Absolutely. Why shouldn't you?
Oh yeah, it's enabling. It's it's definitely something.
It's inspiring.
It's inspiring, man. There was something else I was gonna say about the inspiring, and then I lost it. I can't remember what the fuck it was, dude. But it was something that was similar that I was talking to somebody about. But
let's see.
Don't remember.
Okay. Oh well,
maybe you can talk to my inner voice and see what the fuck it was.
You'll remember right after the show ends. You go, gosh,
I'm sure I will, man. I'll get on that.
Darn it.
Get on that treadmill and start working out and being like, oh,
those thoughts going while you're working out where you're like, hey, thinking about the good things.
Hell yeah. Well, that's, there's some days like when I work out, I like to just kind of zone out. So I just listen to like Druzik shit, I mean, nothing. And then there's some days I want to hear some rap shit. So, something specific. And I'm like, let's rock out to this or whatever,
Yeah. So, working out. So I've been back on the bouncer all the time now. Whoo boy.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Good, it's great, dude. It is good, man. I mean,
that's the one thing, man. We gotta keep
moving. Gotta keep moving, man. Gotta keep moving forward and keep moving on. Gotta progress.
Progress. Oh, Jesus Christ, man.
Anyway, anything else that you got, man?
Anything? Oh, here's one funny story, dude.
Okay.
All right. So my shower, my tub, man, it's old. And it's funky looking, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if you try to clean it, it still looks nasty.
Yeah.
And so Leopard's been talking to me about it. And so I've been talking to my handyman about it too. And he was like, well, I could refinish it for you, and he's like, that would make it look better. So he's going to do a whole project with it. Well, my Leopard was like, I think my husband can come over and power wash it for you. And I was like, really? She was like, yeah, that power washer is real good. So she goes, do you have a water, like a spigot, to hook up like a hose? And I'm like, No, hell no. I was, and here it is. It's been 20 years. I've lived here. Well, shit, I've lived in this complex for what, 23 years now?
Yeah.
Something like that. And I was like, no. There's no water spigots. I know this because back when my old roommate used to live here, he wanted to wash his car and there was nowhere he could hook up, a hose or anything to do it. And she's like, there's got to be a hose. And I'm like, no, there's no hose. So her husband comes over, brings the power washer, and he's like, all right, I think I can get this to work. So he's doing whatever he's trying to do in there. And he's like, oh, I got to get a specific part. And then she's like, no, you know what? Let me go see if I can find a water spigot. So sure enough, dude, right there by the mailbox, which is like right under my window, is where the water spigot is. So she's like, why don't we just hook the hose from the water? She's like, I found a water spigot. It's right by the mailbox. And here it was. I was swearing blindly that there was no water spigots here.
Literally.
Yeah, exactly. And she's like, yeah, there's one right outside here. So what we did, or what she did, is she connected the hose to the spigot.
Put it through your window and
yep. They popped the screen off. They put this hose into the power washer and they power washed my tub, right? Well, it was still kind of funky feeling, like I could feel all the shit that they blew out of there. It's just like they kind of left it. They didn't clean it up. So it was dirty. And I'm like, oh man, fuck. Okay. We're going to have to clean this up later. Well, the next day I get ready to take a shower and I turn on the tub and I hear this like sound of like water in a pipe. Like sometimes you can hear like if your neighbor's flushing the toilet or something. And I'm like, what is that noise? Did he clean out the drain or something? Is it making more of why is it doing that? And I'm like, oh, well, so then I pull the thing to start the shower and dude, water goes everywhere. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I reach up for the shower head to see if maybe he bumped it or adjusted it. There's no shower head. It's just a pipe. And I'm going, where the fuck's my shower head? So I turn it off. And
is this on a what day is this?
This was on a Sunday when this happened.
Thank God, dude.
Oh yeah, no, it wasn't a work day. No, yeah, God, that would have sucked. Well, it was a Sunday, and I'm looking around my bathroom for the shower head. Finally, I find it sitting on my little like towel, that wooden towel thing that I have by the toilet.
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh,
why did they take that off?
He must have unscrewed it. And Warren, my handyman, later told me, he was like, you know what I think? He's like, I think originally he tried to connect the power washer to where your shower head connects.
Man.
And I'm like, oh, fuck. So I called her and I said, hey, can you guys please come over and reconnect my shower head? And she's like, well, I'll let my husband know. And then he's going to come over and do it. And I said, well, when? And she's like, I don't know. I'll text you. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to have to shower in the front bathroom then. So then I'm like, okay, fuck this. And so I hang up with her and I'm like, let me see if I can try to put this thing back on. Well, dude, I get it on and then I turn on the thing and it fucking clunks me in the head.
It falls off.
Yeah, it shoots it off and it hits me in the head. And I'm like, son of a bitch. And it does this a few times. Finally, I get it screwed on there well enough that it seems to be working. And I'm like, okay, great. All right, I fixed it. So then I called Leopard and I said, hey, look, never mind. I got it working. And she's, actually, I texted her. I said, I got it working. You guys don't have to come over and do it. She was like, oh, I was on my way over now. And I'm like, yeah, no, I got it working. It's good. So I go in, take a shower. I get out and the floor is still wet, around the tub. And I'm like, what the fuck? So then I call Warren, my handyman. I'm like, dude, can you come over here? My shower head, I think, is loose. And I told him the story. And sure enough, that's what happened. I didn't tighten it enough when I put it back on.
Yeah. Not the handyman. You are not the handyman.
Dude, I suck when it comes to anything I can't do shit mechanical.
You get hit in the head with shit. You get fucking vacuum cleaners falling on your face.
Oh, you still remember that one, huh?
Fuck yeah, dude. You fucking marks all over the place, fucking mold everywhere, fucking.
Oh yeah, no, I'm bad.
Conniving fucking cleaners.
Oh yeah, that shit too. Yeah. Well, it was funny, man, because Renacy one time was like, man, you spent all this money on a handyman. He's like, dude, I could show you how to put it in a toilet or how to put it in a sink. I'm like, no, dude, I don't have the temperament for that.
You're like, dude, cooking is enough for my ass, man.
Yeah, and I only do minor shit. Like, I don't chop food. I don't slice and dice and do all this wild shit. I just cook shit so I can eat it.
Yeah.
That's about it.
You throw meat into an oven to get it cooked.
Pretty much. And just eat it, and I'm good. Or put a steak in a frying pan and flip it over and do the other side. That's probably the extent of my cooking, but no, I'm not, that's not me, man. That's one thing that I am not good at of anything, that requires any kind of mechanical or bullshit.
At least you're inspiring.
I'm inspiring. Yes, yes. Well, man, I guess this does it for us, huh?
Yeah, I guess that's it. That's a good show for us. Nice hour chunk, a big chunk, like a big chunk of dookie
Big
stuck
chunk
in
that
your
flew out of
butthole
your recti at
that
one
just
point.
got ejected, and afterward they spew out of butt mud
Butt mud.
coming your way, like an avalanche.
Anal avalanche, man.
An analanche. Analanche of butt mud
Hell yeah.
after the butt plug.
Yup.
All right. Anyways, this has been Nothing Sacred Show for the 1st of March, 2021. I am Cruise Control.
And I am Maxwell Silverhammer.
And that's the story. There, bitches.
Peace out.
We are nothing sacred. We are nothing sacred. We are nothing sacred. With Maxwell Silver.